Hey Collective, welcome back. I hope you're having a good day today. So we've done aura, we've done authenticity, and today we're going to do people pleasing. There is a wound in the world. That wound deepens every time a person says yes, while their spirit is shouting no. People pleasing is a common problem I see in both men and women. And yes, I can speak from experience as a reformed people pleaser. You see, when you agree for peace while every part of you is in protest, that is not kindness. That is betrayal dressed in politeness. People pleasing is a quiet prison. The door is wide open, but we sit inside, making beds of niceness, hanging curtains of approval, thinking if we decorate it well enough, it might feel like home. But home is not a performance. Home is where your spirit stands barefoot, in your most comfy clothes, with no one judging you. But I've learned the world may not clap when you stop dancing for them, but your soul will. When you quit people-pleasing, when you stop being the person everyone knows they can come to use for whatever, you may lose a few people. But my question is, what kind of love leaves when you begin to love yourself? Remember this, real love doesn't require sacrifice of your spirit. Real love lets you breathe. Real love gives you room. Real love lets you rest. So take back your breath. Say no when you want to. Say yes only when it sets you free. You are not selfish for needing space. You're not rude for having boundaries. You're not cold for being clear. Pleasing others at the cost of your peace, the cost of your health, physical and mental, is not kindness. It's self-abandonment. That's a truth we often overlook in the rush to be liked, to be accepted, to be called good. We tell ourselves we are being generous, being loving, being kind. But kindness that breaks you or burns you out is not kindness. It's the quiet surrender of self. And over time, it leaves you empty. It starts small. You agree to things you don't want to do. You stay silent just to keep the peace. You say yes, not out of joy, but out of fear. Fear of being judged. Fear of rejection. Fear of conflict. Fear of being misunderstood. And this world applauds it. Loves a person who is easy, agreeable, compliant. So you keep pleasing, keep giving, and yes, people keep taking. But something in you begins to dim. Your laughter doesn't come as easily. Your presence feels divided. You start to forget what you want, what you love, what makes your spirit come alive. And guess what, friends? That is not a life. It's a performance. There's a difference in giving from a place of love and giving from a place of guilt. One nourishes both you and others. The other drains you while barely satisfying anyone. Here's the truth. When you abandon yourself in the name of being good, you teach the world you do not matter. And worse, you begin to believe it too. That is how people-pleasing becomes a cycle. You give more and feel less. You bend farther and stand smaller, hoping someone will notice and say, "You've done enough." But they rarely do. Because they've grown used to your sacrifice. I don't talk too much on my personal story here, but I can relate. So, I was with the same person for 20 years. Round about year 18, it was my busy season at work. Time got away from me to keep up with my scheduled appointments for things. I was driving to work when my dangerously low oil level light came on. And I remember calling my ex to see if he could be bothered to get out of bed and come check it for me so I could get home safely after work. I remember dreading making that phone call. I even thought about asking my boss's husband to come instead. You see, my ex was the type who would pay to have the lawn service done every 2 weeks. And if I didn't mention how great the lawn looked, he would bring it up. So I would have to profusely thank him over and over again for doing something for the family that he should just do. So everything was made to be a production. That's why I dreaded calling. That's why I dreaded asking. But I called, he came, and shocked the shit out of me when he offered to take it to get the oil changed. And when he said he'd pay for it too, I cried. Literally. I couldn't control the emotions it brought up. 18 years in, and that was the first husband-like selfless thing he had ever offered to do for me. That's how much of me I had sacrificed over the years. I got tired of feeling like a burden. I wanted to be the good wife, the wife who never asked for anything. So I never did. I did it all on my own. But I have learned, people come to expect your silence, especially if it's making their life easier. You're not unkind for wanting help or needing your partner to actually be a partner. People will try to make you feel guilty for choosing yourself, but remember this: you cannot pour into others if your own soul is running dry. True kindness doesn't require your suffering. Real love doesn't demand your erasure. When you start honoring your own needs, your own feelings, you don't become less kind. You become whole, and from that wholeness, your love flows deeper, stronger, freer. You owe it to yourself to stop shrinking for the comfort of others. Learn the language of self-respect. Every time you say no to what drains you, you say yes to what builds you. Every time you choose peace over approval, you reclaim a piece of yourself. So start now. Not tomorrow, not when it feels safe. Start with one honest sentence, one clear decision, one moment of courage. And stop calling it love when it costs you your light. Stop calling it kindness when it leaves you broken. You're not here to be pleasing. You're here to be whole. Every time you say yes when you mean no, you teach yourself your truth doesn't matter. It may feel like a small compromise at first, but then 18 years go by, and you find yourself feeling like you can't ask anyone for anything. It turns into tiny moments of silence swallowed in the name of harmony. But it's never just a moment, friends. It becomes a pattern, and patterns shape who you become. Slowly, quietly, you begin to disappear beneath layers of agreements that never came from your heart. At first, you tell yourself you're being helpful. You tell yourself it's not worth the conflict, not worth the discomfort. You tell yourself that your needs can wait. But what starts as self-sacrifice soon becomes self-erasure. And you don't even notice it right away. Because people thank you, praise your patience. They admire your willingness to bend. But remember this: admiration without understanding is a hollow thing. And that hollowness lingers when you lie awake at night, wondering why the world never seems to give back the way you give. So quit lying to yourself and others by saying yes when you want to say no. A line from one of my favorite songs says it best. There's a thin line between pleasing yourself and pleasing somebody else. Your wants and needs matter. Your voice matters. Your feelings matter. Your no matters just as much as your yes. Quit associating the word no with guilt. And no, honesty doesn't make you difficult. And remember this: you'll never find peace in avoidance. And authenticity doesn't live in silence. You deserve to show up in the world as you are, not as someone shaped by fear or molded by expectation. So, friends, I want you to start saying no to what no longer serves you, so you can make room for what does. And I promise you'll open the door to relationships that are built on truth, not performance, and happiness that is real, not rehearsed. Until next time, friends, keep healing. See ya.